So the first thing that we're going to review is IEP, and that's the Individualized Education Plan. Next, we have present levels of performance, which is really your PLP. And that is what mainly covers what everything is about in an IEP, like the current levels that the student is presenting. A BIP is the Behavior Intervention Plan. FERPA is the Family Educational Rights of Privacy Act. LRE is Least Restrictive Environment. And MRE is the most restrictive environment. Now, it's not listed in your presentation, but you most likely will see this as you're trying to define if a student needs to be in a self-contained classroom or maybe a very specific school towards more indigenous educational setting. The goal is always to be in the LRE, which is the least restrictive environment, but you might hear this term on and off as we are doing placement decisions for students. IND stands for Intellectual Disability. SLD is Specific Learning Disability. EBD is Emotional Behavior Disability. DD is Developmentally Delayed. ASD is known as Autism Spectrum Disorder. LI will be Language Impaired. SI will be Speech Impaired. Now, these are just the basics. There's going to be a ton more. You might hear a lot the SLP, which is the speech language pathologist. You might hear about another provider, which is the OT, which is your occupational therapist, and your PT, which is your physical therapist. Now, these might be people you really come to encounter, especially if you work with special education students in a self-contained classroom, as they might get multiple services. And then, of course, there's other things like HH, which is hospital homebound, and these are going to be students who have medical concerns, and there'll be a ton more. So definitely download the resource that we will include for you guys so you can have almost like a better understanding of what all these acronyms mean. Because I remember that when I first started, it was quite interesting just to try to analyze all these different terms, right? And try to understand what they mean and how it affects a student. Now, the reason why I'm going to encourage you guys to take some time to learn these acronyms is also because if you don't know about these disabilities, take some time to just learn a little bit about them. Understand where the student is coming from, how these disabilities impact or augment and help their lives, right? So just try to figure out what are their deficiencies, what are the things they might struggle with, because that's really going to help you overall understand how to work with the student and how to target certain areas for the student.